Hi there, my name is Zoe. Welcome to the Forgotten Hero. Today I'll be sharing on trust issues. As a single mother, have you ever been told that you've got trust issues? Alright, let's talk about it today. I always start with my story, but today I refuse to start with my story because if I start with my story, I probably will be here for a very long time. So I'll just, get into it. As we all know, trust issues, simply means that, a person or individual has issues trusting, another person, and due to past experiences, all right? So this is not something that is actually a fault of that individual. It's happening because they've had issues in the past, and that needs to be considered, okay? Today, looking at trust issues for a single mother. Sometimes single mothers have these issues. Okay, that's based on discussions now. As a single mother, discussing with other single mothers, based on issues like a partner, ex-partner was probably cheated in the past, or probably they have trusted, and that trust, the other partner broke that trust they had, and did things that were kind of a surprise, to this woman. So at the end of the day, she's carrying on with that, experience, and thinking she needs to be careful, isn't it? And would always want to clarify things to make sure she's not being, cheated on, or she's not being put in a situation where she doesn't know what's happening around her. So if you ask me, I wouldn't really think that's a bad thing, but I think at the end of the day, it's the way we carry on with the issues that is something that we should kind of address. In some societies, I know that when it comes to women are easily tagged, so to say. It's easy to say a woman nags a lot. It's easy to just say a woman has trust issues, just like that. And if you are someone who actually deals with lots of other cultures, and from people from other countries, you find out that the way they address trust issues, as simple as a woman being inquisitive and probably wanting to know more, it's kind of different. But in some societies, it's so easy to just tag a woman as having trust issues. And also, it's so easy for the woman to actually accept that she has trust issues. So at the end of the day, after probably watching this video, you might want to reconsider if you really have trust issues, or you're probably in a situation where you need to now clarify things so you're not kept in the dark, okay? And as single mothers, we need this, because at the end of the day, we're taking care of children, and we don't want to be thinking about other things when we can simply ask questions as simple as, oh, where were you? And oh, I called your number and this you didn't pick up, and is there, oh, and you get a simple response, and you can walk away with that, because at the end of the day, you got a response, and you can focus on other important things. At the end of the day, it's as simple as some women not really worrying in the past about saying things, and because they never really kept an eye on on things that were important in the past, things happened. And for some single mothers, they feel, okay, I've learned my lessons, and moving ahead, this is something I would like to be very, careful about. And I don't think that's anything wrong, if you ask me. I think it's the way we manage situations and the kind of people we actually deal with, we interact with, that actually makes us feel, bad, or, make you feel there's something wrong with you, which isn't true in the real sense of it. So at the end of the day, I think sometimes we need to really check our company, the people that we're dealing with, and we're interacting with, and we have relationship with. Because at the end of the day, as a single mother, you want to be in the right frame of mind, and not to be tagged over simple things, over maybe being inquisitive, over trying to clarify issues or asking questions, and you're quickly tagged as that, and at the end of the day, you begin to accept that you are that person, you've got trust issues. So that's something that we need to consider and kind of reflect back on, and really place ourselves in a positive position, and not to be seen as, or accept to be seen as having trust issues, when in the real sense of it, maybe you're just simply being careful about your present situation. So my question is, why do you think you've got trust issues? Were you told you've got trust issues? Now, do you believe you have trust issues? Now, you tag yourself as well as having trust issues. All right, it's as simple as this. If you're in a relationship, and you've been told that you have trust issues, my question is this: why? What have you done? All right, okay, fair enough. There are a list of things that happened. You asked this, you were wondering about, an incident, and you asked probably, what happened, and you wanted to clarify some things, and you were tagged, as having trust issues. Fair enough. That's okay. I can accept that. All right, but at the end of the day, when you're in a relationship, whatsoever relationship you have, and they say to you that they care about you, it's as simple as, if you really care about me, why is it that my questions bother you? It's there's so many stories out there. It's as easy as just one question and a woman is tagged as having trust issues. It's as simple as the beginning of a relationship, a woman is tagged as having trust issues, and you wonder why. Some men don't want women to ask questions. That is what I've observed. They don't want women to, they want it easy. But at the end of the day, no one has actually thought about the relationship itself, why you're actually having a relationship. You're having a relationship, it's the time for questions. It's the time for both parties to actually believe that they're in a safe, they're in safe hands. All right. I wouldn't want to go into a relationship knowing that that person will probably hurt me again. So at the beginning of the relationship, I will ask questions. And I think, at the end of the day, it's my right to ask questions, because I want to know. I want to know if I'm safe with you. I want to know if this is really what I want. And anyone as well who is in a relationship with me is free to ask questions, and I will be happy to, provide the answers. It's as simple as that. I think at the end of the day, it's communication. It's when people are unable to communicate that these things come up as having, or tags come up as having trust issues. I think we should all be open to communication. If there's good communication, then I don't think people will be saying, she's got trust issues or he's got trust issues, because, both parties are happy to communicate. And in communicating, you find out that there's no reason to actually not to trust somebody. It's as easy as picking up the phone and just clarifying things, or just sitting and talking about things. And at the end of the day, that's it. But the lack of communication, from experience, is what I see that is one reason why people, tag other people. But I tell you, if you can actually communicate, if you've got the time to actually communicate with someone else, I don't think you'll probably be thinking that person has trust issues. Because having trust issues, or someone actually portraying they have trust issues, okay, is as simple as when they ask you questions. And probably they ask you this question more than 10 times. All right. It could be the same question. At the end of the day, if you know you can't care for that individual, you can't be there to actually provide that sort of comfort to that individual, then maybe you shouldn't be in that relationship with that individual. And at the end of the day, you can't actually say, I really care about you, but I have to, this is what I have to do, or this is the decision for us. At the end of the day, it's as simple as you don't really care. Because if I care, as simple as caring for my children, I'll be there all the time, and I will continue to care, and I'll continue to reassure. And I think as adults, as grown-ups, we begin to think that we shouldn't be in a position to reassure other grown-ups, or we shouldn't be in a position to actually provide information to other grown-ups. But no, it's all about communication. It's all about love. It's all about friendship. I think this is what we've been created for, to communicate and to reassure one another. The absence of it, then we're trying to tell the other party that we don't really care, or we don't really like them, or we don't really want the relationship. And as single mothers, if you're in a situation like that, it's something you need to sit back, sit and begin to reflect about, and consider what you need. Because I know for a mother, just any mother, or just a woman, we always like to communicate. That is one blessing I think we've got. Yeah, we communicate. And in communicating with us, we're as easy as anything. As long as we can, anyone can communicate with us. As long as we can tell you what we feel and all our worries, and you can reassure. And I think over time, women tend to be comfortable in a situation when they find out that they've been reassured that everything is okay. And I think after a while, they get too comfortable, even because at the end of the day, they now begin to trust that individual. And up to the extent that sometimes they're being, failed again. Or sometimes someone hurts them again, and they say to themselves, I shouldn't have trusted him. So this is something that if anyone is listening, any man out there is listening, that you probably need to consider before you probably tag a woman or a single mother as having trust issues. There's so many things to consider. And there's something, really important here. If a woman actually comes to you to say, okay, this is what I'm worried about, at the end of the day, she really cares, I think, for the relationship. I think she really wants that relationship to work. There's so many women out there that are not really interested what a man does, okay? And sometimes when you look into that relationship, you know, the woman has got several options. So it's up to you, the man, to actually, you know, play your cards right. So, you know, at the end of the day, we are all different people. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, like I always say. And I think in life, we should be fair to one another and treat one another with love and respect. And in meeting and interacting with other people, we need to understand that the way we think, it's not just the way they think. And sometimes we need to actually invest into other people to actually get the best from them. All right, this is where I begin to encourage single mothers. Okay, single mothers out there, if you've been tagged to have trust issues, listen, it doesn't really matter. All right, if it's something really, you know, something you can actually manage and kind of, you know, address in your own way, work it out the best way you can. But if you're just being inquisitive and you ask questions to ensure that you're safe and your children are actually safe, you know, when you're going into a relationship, a new relationship, then it's something you really need to see as a positive thing, because we all need to ask questions. I need to ask questions. I need to know that I'm in a safe hand or in a safe relationship. And whoever is in a relationship with me needs to know that they're safe as well. So I'm open to answering loads of questions. I never get tired. I'm an individual that's always after people's happiness, because I like to be happy as well. So you throw me the questions and I'll give you the answers. I'll provide the answers. But single mothers out there, listen, if you're in a relationship where your questions begin to weigh the other party down, then that's something you really need to reconsider. All right, I think we should be fair to one another, and because I know there are single mothers out there, or women in general, who are very open, who are open to communication, who would communicate and seek the comfort of the other party, the person they're in a relationship with. And it's only fair that in return we get that comfort as well. Things are clarified and we're happy in whatever relationship we're in. All right, I always say we need to consider the children. All right, we don't want to start being unhappy around the children just because someone, you know, was seeing, or someone who we're having a friendship or relationship with isn't actually treating us right. All right, and I always say that you know, women, it's so difficult for women not to transfer emotions, you know, from one, you know, issue to the other. Okay, if their relationship is not well, all right, it's not doing well, or there's certain things going on, it's probably one way or the other, you know, gets transferred to other relationships or other situations in their life. And we don't want the children getting affected one way or the other in whatever relationship we're getting into. All right, we need to love ourselves more. We need to be aware of the kind of people we want to associate with, and always reach out to those that really want the best for us, those that genuinely like us and love us, those that are happy to be with us, those that are happy to have an understanding, a relationship based on trust, a relationship that at the end of the day you're open to communication whatever time, to clarify things whatever time, a relationship where you become a blessing to someone's life and they become a blessing to your life as well. Okay, this is all I have today. I will be continuing with this topic in my next video, and look forward to that. All right, like I always say, single mothers, you're strong and you're beautiful. Remain strong and beautiful, and in whatever situations you go through in life, remember to try your best to rise again and beyond it if you can. Love you loads. Bye.